Hello, welcome to your Friday. This is week 39. It is the 9th day of October 2020. And if you're not aware, we are right in the middle of fall and I am loving it. Probably by next week, most of the leaves will have turned color and they're going to start to fall. At any rate, I do love the fall. Last week, I talked about lying, fibs, and all of that. And I forgot to mention something. Throughout my career, when I was younger, I wanted to arrest everybody and change the world. But the last maybe 7, 8 years of my career, I decided I was just going to be a decent Joe. I wasn't going to yell, cuss, get mad. And that I was going to focus on the truth with my parolees. And I gained a reputation. Paesani's fair. Don't ever lie to him. I came unglued. I really did. The truth is the truth, and it does hurt, and there are consequences. But you know what they always say? The cover-up is worse than the crime. But thank you for watching. Thank you for all your comments. I got a vast array of opinions, and I truly appreciate it because it does give me things to think about. Today, the shout out is going to go to any type of a carrier you can imagine, be it a mail carrier, UPS, FedEx, Dominican, any of these people. I sometimes wonder how one person can deliver such large packages by themselves. And I know it can't be fun. Even the Amazon people, they got their work cut out for them. And we all love to get packages, don't we? So next time you see somebody who's delivering some sort of package or mail to you, tell them thanks. All right, let's see. Today we're going to talk about failure. How depressing is that? Well, it's really not. I did a little bit of research, and one of the things I found online is that failure is a learning opportunity. And what we're going to try and do is take the failure and spin it into a positive today. And a couple of ways of doing it, a couple other pieces of information that may be beneficial. So failure is a learning experience. You can learn from past mistakes and hopefully avoid them in the future. When I typed in failure, that's the first thing that came up, okay? But then I went to a website called verywellmind.com. verywellmind.com. And it gave about 10 instances on how we can deal with failure. The first of which is failure can be a situational type of thing, whether it's in sports or work, relationships, money, or what have you. It is all situational and it's always different, right? But if you know how to cope with a failure of any kind, that's half the battle. At least in my opinion, it is. And when you're able to cope with it, it takes some of the fear out of that word failure and the whole idea behind it. So you kind of have to embrace your emotions, right? And you have to take into account what is going on. And this second one says, allowing yourself to feel bad is motivating. And when I first read that, I thought, no, it's not. But then it goes on. It can help you work harder to find better solutions so that you'll improve next time. Take it and say, what can I learn from it? I think this website was really kind of cool. Moving along, let yourself feel bad for a little bit. I made a mistake. I didn't get that job. I hurt somebody. Failure is easily overcome if you have the right tools. Recognize the healthy attempts to reduce your pain. If you don't know how to deal with it, you're going to cause yourself more stress. You're going to feel more like a failure, right? So recognize what it is you're feeling and deal with it. I think a lot of times they say recognition is half the battle. I said it once already today, and I'll probably say it again. Practice healthy coping skills. So if you fail at something, you make a mistake, Figure out a way to get yourself back up on that horse. Could be calling a friend, practicing deep breathing. How many times have you been stressed out and someone just said, breathe, just breathe? And it works. How about taking a bubble bath? I'm not a bubble bath type of guy, but I know a lot of people are. And it is very soothing from what I hear. Okay, I've probably taken about 10 baths in my whole life. Going for a walk, playing with your pet. Now you're talking. I am going to do a video one day on pets, most especially dogs. I've read over and over again how that can help your stress. Okay, acknowledge irrational belief about failure. You may develop some irrational beliefs about failure at some point. Perhaps you think failure means you're bad or you will never succeed. How many of us have gone through that? It's like I said a few weeks ago. If you do something goofy in your friendship, you all of a sudden feel like, I ruined the whole friendship, it's over. But it's not. It's really not. It's actually kind of cool because you can sort through it. Develop realistic thoughts about failure. Now, what does that mean? Again, like the last point, you're convinced that it makes you a failure, not just your friendship or what you did or what you didn't do, what you failed to do. It doesn't mean life's over. Again, going back to the first point, learn from it. There are a couple of points under the realistic thoughts about failure. Failure is a sign that I'm challenging myself to do something difficult. Okay? I can handle failure. I can learn from failure. I know some of this is redundant, but it's very important. Accept an appropriate level of responsibility. I remember one of the biggest things my mom ever taught me is, what is your part? What is your part in this? So let's say you go for a job and you don't get it. And you firmly believe you did everything in your power. But there was someone maybe more qualified. It doesn't mean that you failed. So you have to say, what is my part? Well, my part is I did my homework, I interviewed well, or if whatever test or what have you. But if you psych yourself up, you almost for sure will fail. I don't remember who it was. Was it Henry Ford that said, whether you think you're going to fail or you're going to succeed, you're right. So accept your part. What did I do? In a relationship, in a job, in your financial situations, everything has to do with your part. Look for explanations, not excuses. I love that. Research famous failures. A while back, I talked about Michael Jordan. And he listed how many free throws he's missed, how many game-winning shots he's missed. And it's those failures that make you better. And if you are able to look at a few people that you admire, they all have failures. That's what makes them great. And I saw somewhere in here that Babe Ruth had struck out like 1,300 times. Who knew that? Nobody knew that because people focus on the good, right? It's in here somewhere. I don't know exactly how many, but it was a great amount of strikeouts for the guy. But he's one of the best, right? Ask yourself what you can learn. What can you do different next time? That's big. It's huge. You know how they always say, think before you speak. Think about what it was you didn't succeed at, that you failed at. Find a way to make sure it doesn't happen again, right? Okay, face your fears of failure. Okay, 100 years ago, I was qualifying with my weapon. And I couldn't see that well. And I kept telling myself, if I can't see, I can't qualify, then I can't carry my gun. And guess what I did? I psyched myself right out of not qualifying. Embarrassing as it is, I went home and practiced. I thought about what I did. I did some research online and I realized, Pete, you did this to yourself. And we do things to ourselves. Failure is a part of life. What you do with it is most important. So, a lot of times when we fail, it's really not as bad as we think. Just like doing something goofy with a friend, thinking the relationship is over. It's not. Failure is what makes you human. Denial or projecting your failure on other people is unhealthy, and it is not good for your mind. So realize, every single one of us makes mistakes. We fail here and there, but it's the getting back up that counts. They say if you're going to have a surgery, attitude is everything. And your attitude about a particular failure is also everything. I went a little long today. I'm looking at the clock. It's 11 minutes. So I will thank you for taking the time to watch, for your comments, your likes, and everything. I hope you have a fantastic weekend and an exceptional week next week. Again, most importantly, God bless you. I'll see you soon.